Immediately, they used a special stretcher designed to transport large animals. Carefully lifting the mother bear, they coordinated rhythmically to minimize her pain. The cub ran around anxiously, afraid of losing its mother in the crowd of strangers. The rescuers comforted her, gently stroking her head, promising not to harm her. The rescue vehicle opened the door of the box, lined it with a layer of cushions and blankets, and placed the mother bear on it. The baby bear immediately jumped after her, determined not to leave her mother for even a step. Seeing that scene, everyone was moved by the strong maternal love of bears. When the mother bear was safely in the truck bed, the veterinarian checked her vital signs again. The driver stood next to her with a worried look, but still believed in miracles. The rescue team closed the truck bed door to check for safety before departing for the animal rescue center. The sound of the rescue vehicle's engine starting up, carrying with it the mother bear's hope of survival. The baby bear looked out the window, her eyes moist, as if she wanted to thank everyone. The driver's Scania truck also backed up, giving way to the rescue team to go first. When the rescue vehicle rolled away, the baby bear's figure still looked towards the driver as if reluctantly. The surrounding people waved goodbye, praying for a smooth rescue. The driver stayed for a while with the villagers to clean up the traces of the accident on the road. The blood clots and the bear's hair falling off made everyone who witnessed it feel heartbroken. They discussed installing warning signs to prevent further unfortunate accidents. The cold wind swept through, carrying the strange silence of the Montana mountains. The image of the bear cub bravely blocking the road to ask for help from its mother would never fade from everyone's mind. The rescue vehicle passed through the snow-covered roads, heading towards the intensive care center. Here, the veterinarians immediately prepared surgery for the mother bear. The bear cub sat outside the door, groaning and anxious, as if feeling the boundary between life and death. The head doctor quickly injected anesthesia and began surgery to splint the mother bear's bones. The bleeding stopped. The wound on the shoulder was stitched up, but the surgery lasted for many hours. The bear cub, though exhausted, still did not leave the area, watching with sad, worried eyes. The staff at the center prepared milk and some soft food to soothe the bear cub. Finally, the doctor came out with a relieved smile, announcing that the mother bear was out of danger. The baby bear rushed into the care room, sniffing continuously when she saw her mother breathing steadily. Although still weak, the mother bear still tried to open her eyes, seemingly recognizing her little child. The medical staff asked everyone to keep quiet so that the mother bear would not be agitated. The driver also quietly came to visit, happy to see that the mother bear and her cub were safe. He looked at the cub clinging to its mother, feeling relieved as if a burden had been lifted. The villagers began to share the story of this tragic accident and the timely rescue. Local media also recorded it, calling for awareness to protect wildlife along the road. The image of the brave cub blocking the car and the kind driver became a beautiful symbol of West Yellowstone. Many people from all over the state of Montana expressed their concern, asking about the condition of the mother and cub. Veterinarians predict that the mother bear will need at least a few months to fully recover before returning to the wild. The story ends in love and hope, reminding everyone of the importance of kindness and responsibility when participating in traffic on America's wild roads. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us. On the snow-covered road leading to the suburbs of West Yellowstone, Montana, USA, the sun had just risen in the harsh winter days. A mother and cub brown bear were walking slowly, hoping to find a warm place to stay soon. They were used to living around this area, where the wilderness intersected with the sparsely populated area. The mother bear occasionally turned her head to keep watch, feeling uneasy as if she was wandering on a deserted road. The heavy snow left the bear cub's small footprints next to the mother bear's larger footprints. Suddenly, the sound of an engine roared from afar, breaking the silence. An old truck seemed to have lost control due to the icy road, rushing towards them at a terrifying speed. The mother bear panicked and used all her strength to push the cub aside to avoid the collision. The truck slid on the slippery road and crashed into the mother bear, causing her to fall into the middle of the road. The loud crash sound rang out, making the hairs on the back of anyone who heard it stand on end. The mother bear was seriously injured, and blood began to ooze out, staining the white snow. The driver of the car that caused the accident panicked, refusing to stop, and sped away, leaving behind a heartbreaking scene. The frightened cub ran to its mother's side, groaning in pain when he saw her lying motionless. The cold winter in Montana made the mother bear's condition even more critical. The cub didn't understand what was happening. All she could do was cry and sniffle to wake her up. The surrounding space became eerily quiet, with only the mother bear's intermittent breathing and the wind whistling through the pine trees. Time passed slowly, despair clearly visible in the cub's teary eyes. In the distance, another engine sound rang out, bringing with it a ray of hope for the fragile life. A brand new Scania truck slowly appeared, its headlights shining on the thick snow. The driver saw the bear cub blocking the road, so he cautiously applied the brakes. The bear cub spread its two small legs and roared weakly but pleadingly, as if calling for help. The driver sensed something urgent and decided to stop the car in the middle of the road. He turned off the engine, got out, and spoke softly to calm the bear cub to avoid causing it to panic. The crying bear led him to the mother bear lying motionless in the middle of the slippery road. The driver was shocked to see that the mother bear was seriously injured, blood soaked through her brown fur. His heart ached as he realized that he could not leave the mother and cub alone in this situation. He immediately took out his phone and called the local wildlife rescue team. While waiting, he tried to calm the bear cub down, to stop it from shaking from fear and cold. The mother bear gasped for breath, her warmth gradually weakening with each breath, as if accompanied by indescribable pain. The snow was still falling, covering the mountains around West Yellowstone in a cold picture. A few locals heard the noise and ran out, timidly approaching when they saw the mother bear. The driver briefly explained the situation and asked them to find blankets or cloth to warm the mother bear. A kind woman quickly brought a thick blanket, gently covering the large bear's body. The cub snuggled its head against its mother, realizing that there were people trying to help. The mother bear's injuries were so severe that everyone was worried that she would not survive. The driver kept updating the rescue team's location, hoping they would arrive in time. The cold wind blew against everyone's skin, but compassion made them stay. The mother bear whimpered softly, her eyes tired, as if she had only a little bit of life left to cling to. The cub looked up at the driver, his eyes sad as if begging him to save his mother. At that moment, the driver suddenly felt the responsibility weighing heavily on his shoulders. Finally, the siren of the rescue vehicle sounded, dispelling the gloomy atmosphere. Two specialized vehicles of the Wildlife Rescue Organization stopped right next to them. A team of veterinarians and rescue workers quickly got out of the car, carrying medical equipment. They approached the mother bear, used a stethoscope to check her heartbeat, and tried to determine the extent of the damage. The impact had caused a broken front leg and a torn patch of skin on the mother bear's shoulder. The doctors injected painkillers and hemostatics, then applied temporary bandages. The cub panicked when it saw the needle, but the rescuers stroked and reassured it. The driver also spoke softly to the cub, hoping that it would understand that its mother was being helped. The villagers continued to help bring more warm blankets and maintain order so that the rescue team could work effectively. The mother bear was breathing weakly, but the signs showed that there was still a chance of saving her life. The rescuers decided to move the mother bear to the nearest medical center.